Another beautiful day at the range, and I don't like telling people stories. I mean, at the range, we all have. Let me see. Where's the sun? Yeah, right there. So we all have conversations at the range, and I came to the range one day, like 2 to 3 days ago, and Steve just goes, "Hey, did I tell you about my gun blowing up in my face?" And I'm like, "What gun?" And if you guys have been following the channel, I don't talk about it as much, but I'm not a fan of SIGs, all because of that drop safe issue that they had. I had the SIG P320, took it apart, disassembled it, never bought another SIG. And this thing was like, I mean, when I heard this, I was like, oh shit. So start you off with the story. Come out. Steve's like, hey, my SIG P365 Legion.
320. P320 Legion X5.
Legion, say that one more time.
The P320 Legion X5.
What's the cost of a P320 Legion X5?
Trying to remember. Probably $1,100, $1,200 somewhere in there.
Yep. So it wasn't like the P3. It's not the more current version of the 365s.
Right.
It's the 320.
Yep.
So we're going back to the 320.
Yep.
How long did you have the Legion for? Is that's not even a current production gun?
No, it is current production. That's what's really bad. I had two of them. I had to use one and a new one.
Wow. Okay.
So
he tells me a story. I don't know if I can get the picture. If I can get, I think Cam showed me the picture. And pretty much the gun kind of detonated and kind of flew apart and hit him right between in the bridge of his nose, which is, in my opinion, not great, because every once in a while we'll do something and we'll have our glasses off and it could have taken his eye out. So I thought people need to hear the story, because apparently this is something that SIG is aware of, but there hasn't been a recall. And that's from Steve's interactions with SIG. So, let's talk about what actually happened. You were saying that it was firing on a battery or something.
Yeah, so two different guns. I don't know if it matters, but This isn't an isolated event. Mm-hmm. It was, for myself, it was two different of the same kind of gun.
Yeah.
So that particular day, previously on a used one and a new one, shooting. We do a lot of run and gun here. Then started having fail to fire, or it would fire but not feed the next round. On my used one, I noticed the slide cap on the very back had just busted. There was just a little piece left, and the striker was still in there, but it didn't blow out, but it broke. So I'm like, that's really weird. Put it away. Had a second one, brand new, running around with that for a while. Started getting fail to fire. Looked at the slide cap, noticed that it was actually bending. So I had to take a screwdriver and bang it out. You couldn't just slide it out. Thought maybe, okay, these are top of the line Legion X5s, so maybe they just had crappy slide caps. Got two new hardened ones. No. Well, I did get two, but I got rid of one of the used gun because I'm like, yeah, this is kind of stupid. Mm-hmm. But I kept the new one because I just bought it. Probably new slide cap. Got about 2.5 mags in, had a fail to fire. Picked it up, stuck it in, pulled the trigger. It literally blew out the back of the gun. Damn. The slide cap, striker, extractor pin, everything just came out, hit me straight. I mean, didn't hit my glasses actually, but could have. Mm-hmm. But yeah, right on the nose, busted it up. Found all the pieces, including shrapnel from the actual slide cap. Like, what the hell's going on? Did some research, found out that on the Legion X5, though I think there might be some evidence that it's happened into some of the other 320s as well, but mm-hmm. primarily the X5 is firing out of battery. So, and if you, apparently, now I've seen it online, if you slide the slide back and you let it go forward, you can keep clicking or keep pulling your trigger until you get to a point where it's not quite closed, but the trigger will fire.
Wow.
So primarily most of the force is going forward, but some of it's enough coming back that you get that violent coming back and it just blew out.
Yeah, man. And
now, this is the crappy thing. They know about it. I mean, and this is a brand new one that I registered with them. Mm-hmm. So it's not like it's used and they didn't know I had it.
Yeah.
I registered it. They have lawsuits about it. They said you can send it back to them. They'll fix it, but they don't recall it.
And that's the part where I was like, after I heard the whole story, I was like, I was curious what SIG had done for him or what apology they may have done, because, again, he could have lost an eye, right? But at this point, what it seems like, and again, I know SIG I think they took a big beating about the drop safe issue. I know a lot of you guys are loyal to SIG and you would buy one whether it's safe to drop or not. But at the end of the day, I think they lost some customers over that drop safe. They lost me, at least, anyway, right? Mm-hmm. Now, like I said, I stayed away from them only because I was like, it ain't worth it for me. I didn't like the gun. I know they did a lot, and I know a lot of guns were either sent back and fixed for that drop safe issue. I think mine was one of the first ones that they fixed. I sent it back and they dremeled out a little scoop of little metal out or something like that, and they made it drop safe. But now you still got an issue where it blows out the back, and they know about it, but there's been no recall. And that part is scary because if you guys own a P320, and like I said, I'm supposed to be wearing safety glasses out here. Don't follow me. I got my regular glasses on for shooting because I think the most I would have to protect my eye against would be a piece of brass shooting back at or ejecting from the gun and hitting me in the eye. And my glasses should be able to stop it, but yeah, that could have actually taken his eye. Is that glass, by the way?
No, these are safety glasses.
Okay. So they didn't want to talk about that because, again, I'm not going to bash you guys who love SIGs because, again, at the end of the day, I'm not here to judge you for what you pick. But if you do have one of these things, you might want to check it for the same issues that Steve was talking about. And being able to fire at a battery is a serious safety concern, right? Whole string and all that other shit. When it's not in battery, it should not fire. And again, I'm not a SIG armor, so I don't know how the SIG mechanics work. I took mine apart, but I don't think it should fire out of battery. And that's a safety issue, guys. So you might want to check that out. Like I said, I don't like telling people stories. I wanted him to tell it because, again, at the end of the day, it happened to him. But yeah, you might want to check it out. And hopefully SIG is addressing this shit because I don't know how big this is right now, but if it got out, I'm pretty sure that'd be like some kind of nationwide shit that people will panic over and might make the news. You know, everybody's on guns these days, and a gun blowing up in people's faces would only give people more ammunition.
Well, and here's the thing. Yeah. So my wife loves P320s. We have several other ones, Nitron, a couple other different models of it. We've had zero issues with them, and we've had them for over a year.
Yeah.
So it's not all of them. And I think, like I said, primarily it's the X5, but it doesn't matter, does it? I mean, let's be honest. And now I was in the military. I've been shot a couple times. So something like that, for me, it's like, okay, fuck, whatever. it is what it is.
Yeah.
Had it been my wife, SIG would have never heard the end of me.
Yeah.
So if you have one, really, seriously, look into it. It could have been really bad.
It could have been, and like I said, it could have been your kid. It could have been anybody. It could have been we have people on the range who bring their wives to the range, and they want to shoot different guns, and that's what we want to do. I don't want to bash SIG. I just want to say, let's get this out there, let people hear about it, because it might be something you want to look into, especially if that back plate is starting to fail or it looks like it's been starting to crack, whatever. You don't know the reason why. Apparently, even replacing with a metal one didn't help.
No.
It beat the hell out of the metal one and got that shit to fire back. And maybe the plastic one in that situation probably wouldn't have detonated as much. Maybe it just would have broken apart or something. But at the end of the day, he tried to fix something he thought was, fixable. And if SIG ain't fixing it, they might need to step up on this one. So just want to talk about that. And now it's a beautiful day, so we're going to get back to shooting. Thanks for watching the channel. Thanks, Steve.
Gunman, baby.